Title: Behind Locked Doors, How 7 Journalists Became a Nation's Warning. They thought they were reporting the truth. Instead, they disappeared. No trial. No freedom. 7 voices, silenced by the very system they were meant to hold accountable. This isn't a story about crime. It's a story about truth becoming a crime. In the heart of Azerbaijan, a nation rich in oil but poor in freedom, 7 journalists dared to ask the wrong questions. Questions about corruption. Questions about stolen funds, hidden prisons, and the growing fear that free speech was dying. Their names are now whispered behind closed doors. Reporters from independent media houses like Abzas Media and Radio Free Europe. They weren't rebels. They weren't spies. They were storytellers until the government turned their pens into weapons of rebellion. It started with raids, then interrogations, then silence. In late 2024, government forces stormed several newsrooms, seizing cameras, phones, and hard drives. The journalists were accused of smuggling foreign currency, a charge so vague, even the court struggled to justify it. But what they had really done was expose the truth. Abzas Media had been investigating powerful officials accused of money laundering through offshore accounts. They published what the world wasn't meant to see: financial records linking government elites to secret foreign assets. Within weeks, they were gone. The offices were sealed. The headlines vanished. And the world barely noticed. Here's the twist. The government's move wasn't just to silence 7 voices. It was a warning shot to the rest of the press. Speak out and you vanish. Question power and you become an enemy of the state. Ironically, the same government that boasts about democratic freedom on international stages is the same one building invisible walls around its own people. And the irony burns deeper, because the West still buys Azerbaijan's oil, shakes its president's hand, and calls him a partner for peace. Every silenced voice protects someone in power. Every jailed journalist hides a deeper secret: corruption, money, or control. And every time the world stays silent, the oppressor grows stronger. Inside those prison walls, 7 journalists are paying the price for truth. Their families live in fear. Their stories remain unfinished. But somewhere in those silences lies the evidence they uncovered. Because this isn't just about Azerbaijan. It's about every country that punishes truth-tellers. From Russia's censorship to journalists murdered in Mexico, to Africa's silenced reporters, those who speak truth to power are being hunted. The world's greatest threat isn't war or poverty. It's silence. When silence becomes normal, injustice becomes law. They can lock up 7 journalists, but they can't lock up the truth. And as long as one person still listens, their stories live on. This is not just their story. It's ours. Loudspeaker if you believe stories like this deserve to be told. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your voice keeps the truth alive.